Hi, my name is Tomek. I'm a bicycle guru, bicycle mechanic from Dewsbury. I will show you two types of pumps that it's good to have. Something for your homework and something for using when you go for a ride. This is more or less like a standard bicycle pump that you can just take with you when you go for a ride. It can be attached to the bike or be stored in the jersey pocket. And the second type is called a truck pump. It's something that offers to pressurize the tube way quicker and to higher pressure if you need it. As you can see, the difference between those two is pretty big. So the piston inside is way smaller. So you need to operate this one way longer and cost you more energy than using this one. So in this case, I just recommend to have both types. If you go for a ride frequently, if you are a cyclist, it's really good to have both types because it's way easier to operate this and check the pressure at home. Another difference between those two pumps is, in this case, that this pump has pressure indicator, and this pressure range covers the standard mountain bike tires, commuter tires, and road bike tires. And when you use it, what I will show soon, you can see the correct pressure that is recommended by tire or wheel manufacturer. So it's not easy for a rider to say if the pressure is correct. With using this pump, it's more like a feeling or experience. Using this one gives more precise idea what is the correct pressure in the tube. So if you are pretty new to cycling, it might be hard to find what the correct pressure is. So what I normally recommend to buy both types of pumps. So this truck pump for your home use and this one just in case if you need it if you go somewhere. And using this pump, pressurize the tube and to the pressure that is recommended or you wish to, and then see using your hand and your fingers how this feels, because later on when you are on the road and you puncture and you need to replace the tube, it's easier when you can feel it or you know how it feels when the pressure is correct. Of course, your hand will not give you any precise feeling how much psi or bar are there, but it will give you roughly idea if this is the more or less correct pressure. And I think for riding back home is good enough. So this pump has indication from 0 to 160 psi or from 0 to 11 bar. So this is more than enough for almost every rider because the recommended air pressures are way below 11. So for a road biking is between 5 and 9 depending on the rider. For mountain biking is 2-3 bar max. So in this case I will show you how to check the pressure, or just pressurize the tube to the pressure that you prefer. So in this case, open the valve. One small bit is missing, so I will just fit this here. This ring secures the valve in the correct position. So this bit is open. This pump has a head with for two different type of valves. One is a shredder or car valve, and the second side is for the Presta. For this type, it's a road tube valves. The road tube head has a smaller opening. The car valve side has a wider opening. So in this case, this gray one is for this tube. So what I do is just put it on the valve, and this is a locking mechanism. So it's like that, and it's good to just put the wheel like that and use both hands. So now I will set the correct pressure that I normally use for me, for this wheel and tire. So in my case, it's about 5 bar, so that's, yeah, so it's more or less now the correct pressure for me. It's 5 bars, it's 75 psi. And what I now do, I just release the head pump from the valve. So I tighten this a bit, and when I put the pressure on the tire, I feel it's pretty hard, pretty firm. Should be correct for me. The tire pressure depends on many factors. On the, for example, tire size or width. In this time is 28C, 28 millimeter. There are many different sizes, 25, 23, or even bigger. On every tire you can find some tire pressure recommendations. It's just a manufacturer recommendation. And in this case, the information is inflate the tire to 80 to 115 psi or 5.579 bar, because some people prefer using psi as a unit or bar as a unit. I, for example, prefer bar. So that means that it's the pressure range that it's recommended to use for the tire, not exceeded and not going below the recommended pressure.